What opportunities transformed your life and made you successful, and how did you see them?
When I entered the business, we have had set process and lot of beliefs. I realized, oh, I can change this easily and make my guests more happy. I entered a restaurant industry after my education, and I saw that we can save lot of water, lot of electricity, that too 50 years back. And I changed it and the guests were happy. And there I realized, yes, making guests happy at the same time increasing profit was making my parents happy. So I changed it.
You started with almost nothing. Were the opportunities that you took free? And if so, did they attract resources?
Richard, I had two innings in my life. One, I was lucky that I was brought in this family where I inherited a restaurant initially. But after 20 years, like every big family happens, there was a family dispute, so we all separated, and that time I had a debt of 282 crore rupee. My second inning, it was not difficult because I had an experience of 20 years earlier. I was different, so I decided to start with an environmental sensitive hotel, which in India everybody thought it can't be done. And I feel that if somebody says it can't be done, it can be done. There is a way, there is a process like your book says, and most important, if you are determination, dedication and discipline, you can do anything impossible and change your destiny.
In order to see opportunities, do you think it's important to be aware of your environment, particularly your mission, your model, your market and your domain?
Richard, you got to keep your ears and eyes open all the time. Secondly, you have to look into the geographical or real environment. If I open a restaurant in Nanachok, Mumbai, 3 months a year, there is always knee-deep water. So if you open a restaurant there, you have to close down for 3 years, 3 months, 3 months in a year. So you have to look all that, plus you have to see which way the wind is blowing. What is the need of the guest? Where are you going to get the guest customers? And most important, what is your SWOT analysis? The strength, the weakness, the opportunity, threat. I look into all that. I don't want to fail in my life. I may get success 50%, 70%. It's not possible that you will always get 100 out of 100. But to get success is very important for me. How much percentage? It hardly matters.
I've noticed that this is the only hotel I've ever seen that has bird feeders outside of the window. What prompted you to do something like this and change the rules so drastically?
Firstly, we are friendly with the guests, but we are friendly with the environment also. The Bombay had full of sparrows, and when I realized it is going down, today we have more than 1500 sparrows here. We have around 800 to 900 parrots here. They all come at a particular time, they eat, they enjoy, but while they enjoy themselves, they make my guest happy. My guest is delighted. Many a times they write to me that I want the bird room. A bird room is outside, there is a feeder, they eat, and by the time he or his wife or family enjoys them, watching the bird feeding. And that is a novelty today, because slowly, steadily it is going out. The birds are now diminishing. There is no birds at all.
And you're also breeding these birds, such as parrots and sparrows?
Yes, we have a facility where they can come stay. As I have a room for my guest, I have kept birds and sparrows on leave and license basis.
How did you do things differently than other people in your industry or in your community? What rules did you not follow that everyone in your industry followed? How did you change the rules and remake the rules?
Good question, Richard. I am not there to make the rules. What today's guest need is something different. It's a modification or it's something which delights his heart. Firstly, the industry thought that there cannot be an eco-friendly hotel, and we did that. Secondly, they think repeated guest, they were thinking that the guest is guest, there cannot be a guest and a repeated guest. So, wherever that gap is there, we have taken care. In our training, in our manuals, we have emphasized the entire team that it is very important that we have repeated guests. It is very important that our environmental value is not only for us, but we have to share with our guest. And the guest had to partake into it. So, today the guests feel very proud. We used to have points, give points to them for saving electricity, saving water. Today they proudly give that points as a gift back to the program. So, last month we had a program, say no to firecrackers, then we say no to plastic. All these programs, monthly programs, that makes difference. The guests, their family, their children, their wives, they are also involved. So, once the family is involved, Orchid has become their extended family. And that is how our advertisement budget is only 10% of normal hotel. We save that 90%, and that money again we put in into the maintenance of environment and protection of environment.
What is the mindset that denies people opportunity?
Firstly, a person who doesn't want to make his destiny will never take an opportunity. Secondly, a person who doesn't want to risk will never ever be an opportunity seeker. Now, everybody wants to be rich, everybody wants to be happy. If you want to be rich and happy, then you must encash an opportunity. The style, the process is written in your book. It may not fit in, but you have to fit into that. See, the best part about your book is you have analyzed it. Now, you have to find how do you fit into it, and that is why I recommend this book to everyone. I bought 5 copies and I have sent it to my all 5 friends. They were happy. In fact, one evening we had a discussion over it, and he said, yes, yeah, I should have done this and I should have done that. There I told him that is why the book is required. You will know your faults, you will know what you could have done that time. So, now in future you can do it better.
In your opinion, what are the key elements of an opportunity mindset?
Opportunity mindsetter will always be alert. He will keep his eyes and ears open. Third, he will never waste an opportunity. Fourth, if there is no opportunity, he will create an opportunity.
Have you ever been irreverent in your life?
I don't know the meaning of reverent.
The meaning of a word irreverent is you don't follow the beliefs that everyone necessarily follows. You are open-minded and always questioning the common beliefs.
Thanks for teaching me this word, but I am not the person who follows the regular path. I take the beaten path, or I am with the nature. What comes to me, I will cross it over when I come to it, and I will find the way to cross it. So, all these people who are doing that regularly, if you do it, then people won't follow you. You have to take the different route for success.
In order to be successful, do you think you need to lead yourself rather than just following others?
I think there are three most important things. You have to first follow the pattern of successful people. Secondly, you have to see the need of your guest. And third most important is you should use your hard work as your perfume. If you use your hard work as your perfume, then you will be working hard with all the systems, and I am sure you will be a successful person.
Why do most people fail to find great opportunities in their life, their business, and their career?
First is a belief that they think there is no opportunity for them. Second, which is very important, is they don't like change. They don't want to change. Third, they have ability but not adaptability. Say once you can adopt something, if you can change, you can be flexible, then you can grow. But if you are not, then you can never grow. You will be like like a ball where it is, somebody has to come and push you. Ball itself can't move, though it is round.
In my book, I've written that change is the mother of all opportunity, because all change creates opportunities. What is your view?
You have a lovely topic, a change is mother of an opportunity, but that I think the reader, such readers who are lethargic, they should read it twice. The reason is they have to understand why it is an opportunity. And again, that is why I recommend my friends, read this book. If you do not understand first time, read it second time, but underline every time with a highlighter. See, reading a book with highlighter, so next time you do not have to read the whole book, you can read what you like, what you want, and what can take you forward, and what can make you super change in you.
How crucial is a process-driven approach to opportunity? And what sort of processes have you followed for opportunity?
Basically, nobody likes to follow a process. But in today's world, you can't do anything alone. So, if you have a process, people who are following you, they can follow that process. So, you do not have to repeat anything. If you document it, and if you have documented process, then you can make a good team, and the team can lead you in your absence with the same process. I think process is most important, and that is how you can grow. If you have process, then you can make photocopy of yourself also.
You have read my book, The Power of Opportunity. What do you think are the most important lessons in the book that will help people to create success in their own lives?
The first and foremost is how to find the opportunity. The secondly, today they are wasting their time and efforts looking into 360 degree. They will be able to concentrate where to look. They will be able to find what to look, and lastly, they will be able to understand themselves well that yes, this is not my cup of tea, this is my cup of tea, and they will prefer their cup of tea and make success.
And do you recommend that others read my book?
I would recommend this for school and colleges. I would recommend this for the parents to read so that they can guide their children well. I will also recommend to the youngsters who aspire to be rich people in life, and I will also request all the principals of the colleges to keep in their library so that the mindset of the student can be changed.
Based on your vast experience and success, what other important lessons can you offer to opportunity seekers?
Richard, your book is not a set formula. There are opportunities available in this world. This book says how to find opportunity, not which opportunity. This is a mantra of finding an opportunity, because opportunity is in haircutting also, opportunity is shoe shining also, opportunity is in food process also. So, the formula for success you have given, you have made a capsule of finding an opportunity. Now, they take it with water or they take it with a wine is their opportunity.